bringing it on home. We've saved the best for last. And now we've reached our final honoree. This is my chance to thank my boss, Sandy Linden. He has served as our board chair for the last 2 years, but he has been on our board for almost 30 years. And as a matter of fact, he really is one of our longest standing board members. I could go on and on, but we have a video here about our Sandy Linden.
Oh, there's not just one word to describe Sandy. There's so many that come to mind. Describing Sandy in one word is impossible. So maybe the word is impossible. If I could only choose one, it would be friend. Not only is Sandy a professional friend, but he's a personal friend. I would use the Jewish word mensch, which means a great human being, and that is Sandy. I mean, he is kind, caring, hardworking, will do anything for you to help you be successful. He was made for this. Sandy was made to be a leader in hospice care, and especially in Hospice of Michigan. It's his calling, his compassion, and his ability to assess a situation. It's in him. It's part of his being, and that's why he's so successful at it for so many years.
Everyone loves Sandy because he listens, he's interested, he cares.
Sandy's been there for me as my father has aged. Recently, I've enrolled my father. Fortunately, I've been able to in Hospice of Michigan services, and Sandy is always there for me. Sandy doesn't just practice care in his business, he practices it in his personal life. And Sandy and his brother are amazing. I don't want to say caregivers, because their mother, who's here tonight, is an incredibly strong woman. But they are wonderful sons. And they have figured out what their strengths are. And then they're able to help her based on their own strengths. And it's in their own life. It's not just something that they put out for other people. Sandy's leadership has really paved the way for what is going to become a new era as we look into the future of what managed care illness means. I don't see Sandy ever retiring, because I think that whatever he does with his time will still be related to taking care of people.
I wish him health, happiness, the love that he has in his family, and I know he's going to be successful because he is a successful human being. It is my honor and privilege to present this year's Crystal Rose Award for Outstanding Individual, sponsored by Fifth Third Bank, to my colleague and dear friend, Sandy Linden.
Thank you very much. And Jane and Judy, what can I say? Wonderful friends. Even if it's not true, you did a great job. My mom's here. My mom is somebody that, I won't tell you her age. She was born in 1916, but I won't tell you her age. In our household, she was always a volunteer. Everything we were doing, whether it was Girl Scouts, Boy Scouts, anything, she was there. I think that's probably where I got the idea that it's probably a good thing to give back. And what better organization than this one, Hospice of Michigan. Hospice of Michigan does wonderful stuff. Yeah, I've been here about 30 years, and although you're supposed to say, you don't look like you've been doing it for 30 years, there's a couple of places that you really do need in a 30-year relationship. I call them passion infusions. You probably all know that, of any kind. I've had a couple that I want to just kind of tell you about briefly. One of them was about 20 years ago, about 1993. Hospice had put together 10 different groups around the state to be able to put together statewide contracts and really do some great business. And it was a mess. We had 10 different hospice companies doing wonderful work, but no real connection. And that's where Dottie Dermo was so magnificent in putting together all these corporate type of cultures. And when I first went across the state to Grand Rapids, I met a man, and a really incredible man, that said, I think we can do this. I think we can do it right, and we can come back with an incredible, incredible company. That man is a brilliant physician. That man has shown me so many things that life is really about. He has overcome, he has done everything, but he has remained the most humble, wonderful physician to the point that he has started our children's hospice program. He is somebody that I have been truly inspired by, and I'm very proud to say that Jim and Gail Fonner are my close friends, and it's something that I will always cherish. Thank you for that. You owe me. Next, my real passion infusion came about 3 years ago. And that was because I had a dear friend 5 or 6 years ago that got sick, and he was able to overcome everything. He got better. This was a guy that everybody loved. He'd walk into a room, and immediately people would smile. He wore this trademark bow tie. He made everybody happy. He would sit at a piano. He would just make everybody happy. He would leave the room, and people would just not like it. Well, my friend finally, unfortunately, had to go through hospice. And I had the privilege, because the family allowed me the honor of being with him for those last 7 or 8 days. And I was able to see this wonderfully dignified man stay dignified right through the end. And I saw Hospice of Michigan people really stepping up and making sure that everything was wonderful for he, for the family, for all of us that were involved. We lost my friend Richard Gershenson, but I am so very pleased that his family is sitting with us tonight at our dinner table. There's a whole lot of other folks that I've had the pleasure of working with in the last 30 years. I think I can go year by year and tell you a little story about each one of them, but there's 2 people that in the last couple of years have been wonderful. And if I talk about Jane McNamara, Jane will be taking over, as you know, as chairman after I'm booted out in December with Dottie. But we're gonna be okay. And the other is Rhonda Davenport-Johnson, who has chaired our foundation, does a magnificent job with it. These are both people with really big jobs, and they still always are here. When we call, they're all in. They're there, and that's what you see tonight. You see these kinds of things. Judy, of course, has been my friend for many, many years. We've been friends since high school, and other friends that I have here that have been kind enough to come and share this wonderful evening with me. My family, who is most important to me, are all here in force, And you got to be nice to them, because I'm sure others, they had plans somewhere else tonight, but you showed up tonight, and I love that. If there's anything else that I really want to talk about for just a second, it's Dottie and Bob and some incredible leadership that they have developed throughout the entire company. I don't know how many people know about it, but in 2010, every person in this organization, there's 785 of us volunteers, and I'm representing all of them tonight, but there's over 500 employees that had to reapply for their jobs. The organization was about to embark on something very special with advanced illness management, and we weren't getting it through. And that's when some really courageous leadership, and Patty and Bob, took it by the horns and just said, we're gonna do this. And although we lost a couple people, really good people, we gained some really great people, and the synergy that developed when you didn't have any of the negative attitudes around here is exactly what you're seeing now. And it's an organization that we are now moving forward with in such a great manner that we are national, we are nationally renowned, and we are the Harvard of Hospice. You guys are the really smart ones. You're putting your time and resources behind a winner, and I can't thank you enough for doing that. This is incredibly special to me. I can't thank you enough. Just thanks.
In honor of Sandy Linden, during National Hospice Month in November, Hiller's Markets is going to be offering an in-store promotion allowing customers to be able to make donations to Hospice of Michigan in $1, $3, and $5 denominations at the registers during checkout. And additionally, we're going to set up kiosks that are going to be there as informative ways to interact with customers, and have you had the talk yet, and Hospice 101, and just get the word out there, generate that buzz, and continue to get to build the brand for the Hospice of Michigan and help people understand why Hospice of Michigan is different. And so. So just another way to help grow the company and to help grow awareness. So thank you, Sandy.
I know Marcy is thinking to herself, Rob, just stick to the script. Not my nature. I've had a chance to sit over here for the last hour or two and think about all the people that have affected my life professionally and personally. And we've recognized some absolutely brilliant people and some pillars of our community, and people that have just really been a huge inspiration to me and to our company. So again, I want to thank, we talked and touched on Maggie, Alice's involvement, obviously Dottie's dedication, and Sandy, and the other recipients of the Crystal Rose, and Justin. I mean, really, it's an honor for me to be here tonight. So I'd like to say thank you just for the opportunity to be here. With that said, I will go back to the script and say that Hospice of Michigan Foundation is so grateful for the many partners we've celebrated tonight. Volunteer leadership, individuals, community partners, corporations, and you. With your help, we have raised over, drumroll please, $140,000 tonight for our open access program, which allows us to care for anyone who needs and seeks our care, regardless of age, diagnosis, or ability to pay. Thank you.